All right, welcome back to Rob Schmitt tonight. The job of removing illegal aliens turns into simply saving their lives in a month like July. The dangerous journey, inspired by Biden's rhetoric, is even more deadly in the dead of summer. Our border correspondent Jaeson Jones is live in Alpine, Texas, with some pretty disturbing stuff tonight. Jaeson.
Rob, good evening. It's good to be with you. You know, on Monday, we shared with you how pursuits are now happening over 100 miles into the U.S. as a direct result of these alien smuggling organizations. Last night, we shared with you how our own landowners and ranchers have been abandoned by this administration along the southwest border. But tonight, I want to shift gears for a second and really share with you the human toll that's taking place. But first, let me show you what happened this morning as 11 migrants were apprehended by law enforcement, both CBP and Texas DPS working together. But from there, they had to respond in this helicopter you see behind me, 8.5 miles away, because the alien smuggler that was with them, that was apprehended, they admitted that they had abandoned an individual over 8.5 miles away in the mountains, and this helicopter rescued him. All as a result is because the sole of his shoe had given out. Now, we talk all the time about the dark side of these cartels and these alien smuggling organizations, but tonight I want to truly show it to you. Take a look at what we've learned.
All right, so we just located this group of 4. They were in distress, and they had called 911. We searched the area and was able to locate them. Looks like we got 4 male UDAs.
Here, how far from the border are we right now?
Right now, 25 miles inland.
And it was 96 degrees yesterday, and I think it's going to be the same. So they've just had it at this point. It's just too much.
They're ready to go. They've been walking for days and just ready to call it quits.
These folks that are coming across, they're putting their lives into the hands of people that don't really care about them. Are they being abused? Are they being raped? Are they being victimized, right? Some of the conditions that we've seen some of these folks in, you know, in the trunk of a car with little oxygen, going into a pursuit. I mean, that's deadly. Going to some of these stash houses with bare minimum living conditions, and their package there just waiting to be shipped out to go somewhere else.
Like a commodity.
Like a commodity, yes, sir. You know, some of these folks and kids, they're walking without shoes, without the proper clothing. A lot of our local sheriffs have found dead bodies along routes. Even our aircraft section has on flyovers, have found people that have died, and the smugglers don't care.
Last year, I think we saved over 100.
Did you really?
Every day, we were picking somebody up and taking them to the helo and rushing them to the ER.
Man, I think that's a story that Americans across the country have no idea to what degree it's happening down here.
Yes, sir.
You just recovered a dead body last week.
Yes, sir. Right off of I-10, 20 feet from I-10 in a little culvert with a gallon of water next to him, and I-10 is right there. Cars are passing right by him, 20 feet away. Yeah, sad deal.
We'll get distress calls, and that's what leaves the biggest impact, you know, on me when I go home at night is, you know, whenever you fly out and you find a 14-year-old kid or a young lady who hadn't had water in 3 days because she couldn't keep up with this guide or smuggler or cartel guy, whoever was leading them into here. I can't tell you how many dead bodies I've hauled out of this because because of the train, because they were left behind, because they got rattlesnake bit, because they froze to death. It's those missions that, you know, you're like, you can't help from feeling sorry for them, you know.
As if that was not enough, take a look at this exclusive video we were able to obtain from the Texas Department of Public Safety. Occurred 2 weeks ago as a male and a female were dumped by their smugglers after it's believed that they passed away as a result of heat exhaustion, but they were just left on the side of Interstate 10 stacked on top of one another. So when you hear me say that they truly treat men, women, and children as a commodity, that's exactly what they do. And what was once isolated to Mexico has now manifested itself deep into our own country. Back to you.
It's something else. And Jaeson, what's the temperature today in South Texas?
Wasn't as bad as yesterday. Yesterday was 104. We had some showers today, so that it was much cooler, and that's why we were able to apprehend so many people, because they were moving last night. Rob, they had over 30 in one location alone.
104. Something else. Jaeson Jones, what a story. Thank you again so much. We'll see you tomorrow night. All right, former Border Patrol Commissioner Mark Morgan been with us for the series all week. Back today, you see pictures like that. It's the reality of it, and all of this is effectively sanctioned by Democrat policies in this country, you know, that allow that smugglers are making a fortune off of this, and oh, they're dead, dump them. Let's keep going.
Rob, that's exactly right. And that's why I'm so angry. Look,
Yeah.
this administration, this is another example we're seeing of the just blatant hypocrisy and lies being told by this administration. They've lied to us when they said the borders were closed, a lie. They've lied to us when they said they have operational control. And now one of the biggest lies that they're telling the American people, really the entire world, and these are their words, that they've developed a safe, orderly, and humane system to deal with illegal immigration. Talk about the biggest lie of all. And let me add a couple of stats. So far into this administration, we're almost 1,000 dead migrants that they've recovered. Over 20,000 rescues have been done by Border Patrol alone. Think about the additional migrants that would have died had they not rescued their lives. We know that 30% of young women and children are raped and sexually assaulted on their journey up here. We know that young kids are being actually bought and sold to form fake families so they can enter the United States because that's their ticket in the United States. Yeah. And we haven't even talked about the atrocities associated with human trafficking. That's why I said this administration and this secretary, their blood is on their hands. Every single day that they keep their open border policies, another migrant is going to die. And it's on their hands.
And it plays exactly into what we know about this policy. This policy comes from high-minded liberals that never have to see the results of this.
That's right.
And it's one thing not having to see the domestic results here of what illegal immigration does to this country. They don't have to care about this either. They can just turn the channel. They're not going to see these bodies.
That's
it's
right.
Unbelievable.
That's what I say. They're being fueled by their personal ideology, and they don't care about the second or third order effects.
And what about the people that work at the border, the men and women that are trying to keep some kind of sanity at our southern border, that suddenly have to be doing rescues, that have to come across bodies? I mean, talk about what this does to the psyche of somebody that took a job as a Border Patrol agent and now has to deal with all this.
Their lives are forever changed. Look, I've talked to countless Border Patrol agents that actually interviewed young girls as young as 12 years old. They recanted how they were raped multiple times on their journey up here. Girls as young as 12 are provided morning after pills because they know that they're going to be raped on the journey up here. Think about the men and women in law enforcement that found that tractor trailer with 53 dead migrants. Their lives are never the same.
It's something else. And your administration just keeps dumping the problem on you as fast as they can.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. Mark, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. Texas Congressman Chip Roy joins us now. He knows a lot about this story. And, sir, thank you for coming on. I want to begin with a story out of Ohio. A 10-year-old girl who was raped allegedly had to go to Indiana for an abortion, even though Ohio's Attorney General says she didn't even have to go. That's the whole other side of this story. But there's been an arrest. An illegal immigrant, Jaeson Fuentes from Guatemala, arrested this week, charged with raping and impregnating a 10-year-old girl. Now, Border Patrol captures a lot of bad people at the southern border. They put it out all the time. They don't catch them all, though, do they?
No, Rob, they don't. I'm glad that your listeners were able to just listen to Mark Morgan and Jaeson Jones, two great guys that I work with regularly, to seek the truth. And, you know, you have to go down there and actually get the truth, because this administration sure as hell doesn't want the American people to know what's going on. I asked the administration, Secretary Mayorkas, last August, how many dangerous individuals that are associated with terrorist entities have gotten through. It took them 8 months to get me a letter answering 42. Now that number is greater than 50. We know that dangerous criminals with criminal records and robbers, rapists, those that are involved with gangs are getting into the United States. We know this because there are 850,000 known gotaways. And, you know, Mark has said that. You know this. Your listeners know. 850,000 known gotaways over the last, during this fiscal year. That's the problem, right? This is a national security issue. We're seeing it in real time play out, where you have a situation where there are rapes and there are crimes in the United States. Fentanyl killing American citizens, fentanyl killing Texans, our border being wide open, cartels getting empowered. But the fact of the matter is, the pictures you see everybody coming across the river. Anybody paying attention to this knows the deal, right? And they're saying, well, why aren't you doing something about it? You know what I'm going to go do in like 3 minutes? The votes just got called as I'm sitting here in my office. I'm going to go to the floor of the House. I'm going to vote no on the National Defense Authorization Act because it's filled with all sorts of woke garbage. And no Republican is standing up and saying, why are we just going to go, sign off on a National Defense Authorization Act when our borders are wide open and exposed? Somebody needs to ask Republican leadership, why we are advancing a defense authorization bill, why we have vax mandates and losing our men and women in uniform, and while our borders are wide open and exposed.
Nothing makes any sense. None of it makes any sense. And I'm excited for you to go make a move on that, and that's why we have you on this show, because you sometimes are the outlier, and we appreciate that. Your counterparts in the Senate, Ted Cruz, John Cornyn, leading a delegation of other GOP senators on a tour of the border tomorrow and Friday in Texas. Real quick, let's listen to Ted Cruz.
They created this. They could stop it tomorrow, and they don't want to, because they believe open borders are good for Democrats politically. Every illegal alien they see, they view as a future Democrat voter. And if people have to die, so be it.
I got 20 seconds left. Your response to Ted Cruz.
Well, I was glad to go down to the border last September with Senator Cruz, my former boss. We went down, we met with local leaders, lifelong Hispanic Democrats in Webb County and Laredo who are incensed and angry at the administration. My only quibble with what Ted just said, I think it's about a new liberal world order, to quote the Democrat communications team, as much as it is about votes. They believe in open borders. They do not believe in American sovereignty. They do not believe in American greatness. And they're willing to have migrants and Americans die to advance their great big American liberal world order.
Yeah. And they live here, and for some reason they hate this country, and they have so much disdain and so much guilt that they want to shred it just so they can feel better. And that's a lot of it, too. Chip Roy, Congressman, thank you so much for taking the time.
Take care, Rob. God bless.